On this episode of Country Boy Gas Garage, I'm going to show you some of the parts that we've been pulling from the junkyard just before they closed. And we got some channel updates as well. So let's go. Welcome to another episode of Country Boy Gas Garage. Most of you know, my name is Jason, and in this video we're going to go over some of the parts that we've been pulling from the wrecking yard. We're going to discuss some of the updates with the wrecking yard and some channel updates as well. You know, recently we've gained some new subscribers, so I want to welcome all of you to the channel. Yeah, so in this video I just kind of wanted to show some of the parts that we've been pulling, discuss some of the updates and some of the future plans with the wrecking yard, and also some of the projects that we got going here on at the channel. A lot of you have expressed interest in the Rat Rod Gambler build, so that was intended to be a project down the road, but we may bump it up the priority list. We'll have to discuss that. Well, so without any further ado, let's take a look at what we got here. So yeah, here's a lot of the parts, you know, and it seems kind of random, but I was just grabbing stuff that I figured I could use, as well as parts that seemed like they would hold value to somebody. You know, hoods, they don't take up too much space. You could just stack them up. So I started grabbing those. You know, obviously we got the Trans Am shaker hood that you all seen me clean up. That turned out great. That's going to be a great wall hanger, probably here somewhere. I also grabbed this Camaro hood. It seems like it's in perfect condition. And there's a Firebird hood back there. And then we got a Camaro Firebird deck lid. I'm probably going to have to do a swap meet or something next summer, because I got a lot of stuff here that I'm not necessarily going to use, but I just know that somebody could use it. So, you know, we did grab that 60 Lincoln hood back there. It's pretty rusty, but it's a pretty cool hood. And we got a 60s T-Bird deck lid here. Over here we got a Chevy, a 70s through 80s Chevy hood that's I think it's a reproduction. It's never been installed on a vehicle. I don't think it's new old stock, but we got that. And this 73 Coronet front bumper and grill. That used to be a police car in Springfield back in the 70s. Pretty sure of that anyway. So a lot of these parts are going to be wall hangers. And the wrecking yard still got 3 more business days, and I'm going to head back out there. Even though the weather's turning bad and the snow's on the way, I'm going to head back out there and keep grabbing parts. At this point, I'm just going to gather as many doors and hoods as I can just for wall art, you know. So here's the 59 El Camino you see me grab up. I'm going to use as much of this as I can. We got some spindles and drums and miscellaneous parts there. We got the rear glass. We got a hood. A roof. And then both quarter fins. Well, don't mind the bathtub. You know, that was the one that was out of the bus. If you guys remember, still have yet to do something with that. Now, for all you new subscribers that hasn't seen the bus series, go and watch the Abandoned Bus playlist. That's what we were doing last year, and well, that's got quite a story, so check that out if you can. But now back to these parts. You know, a lot of this is just miscellaneous stuff that I was just grabbing up. This was labeled 62 Cadillac skirts. Not 100% on that, but and we got miscellaneous fenders, rear fenders, trim. I'm just grabbing everything. I know somebody mentioned that their F-250 needed some bed trim, so I grabbed some of that. Now let's take a look at these quarters over here. You know, I'd mentioned that we were going to build a rat rod using the finned quarters off these cars for bedsides, and we've got a few to choose from. You know, we could do it with the El Camino, or we got a 60 Lincoln Continental fins. A little bit of rust, but those are pretty wicked looking. And then, of course, one of the most iconic of the 58 Cadillac fins. Quarters altogether, but they got great patina on them and everything. So we also grabbed a few miscellaneous trim pieces on there. There's a whole rear trim to a 58 Chevy Biscayne, and a few other miscellaneous ones there. And we also grabbed some other deck lids and hoods. We got another 60 Lincoln Continental deck lid, two of them actually. The one off the black car that we cut the quarters off of, and then another one that still had the trim on it. So maybe we can incorporate that with those fins in a rat rod bed build. We also got I think it's I forget what year exactly, Mercury hood. I think it's 60s Mercury hood. A viewer had mentioned that he needed that for his car. Chuck there at the wrecking yard doesn't do any shipping. And you know, that I think is the issue with him not being able to sell stuff over the years, is he's never done any advertising that I know of. He doesn't have a website, no social media. So that place has kind of just been forgotten back there, other than the old timers that knew about it. But I really think he would have done better in business if he would have done some advertising, maybe a website, you know. But if there's anything here that you guys need, maybe we'll try to figure out how to get it later on down the road to you. I know shipping's outrageous right now, but we also got this Dodge Power Wagon hood. I just thought it looked cool with a good patina, and it was in great shape. And what else? Oh, and then we got 59 Edsel deck lid. I have no idea what I'd use it for, or if anybody needs it, but it was up for grabs. And you know, with all the videos I've been making there at the wrecking yard, it's been bringing in lots of business to Chuck, and so he's been so grateful for that he's actually been letting me take all this stuff for free. Now, I did pay to get the quarters because he had to, you know, pay his guy to cut them off and load them, but the rest of the stuff he's just said grab it and take it. So I've been grabbing loads of stuff and bringing it back here, which is starting to fill up my driveway. I do need to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff, but you know, we grabbed a 38 to 40 Ford. It looks like a COE door, but you know, I think these are great with just some kind of image painted on them and use them for art. So I'm gonna go back and grab a few more of those while I can. But yeah, we got a few other parts tucked away in here too as well. But I plan on going back out there next week for the final days, even though the weather is going to be really crummy. I don't know how much video I'm going to be able to make, but I'll grab what I can. And you know, we still need a chassis for the Rat Rod Gambler build. I was looking at that 73 Blazer frame, but unfortunately that Blazer frame had already been taken claim by Chuck's son Ken, which I don't blame him. If my dad owned the wrecking yard and it was going out of business, I'd be grabbing everything I could too. So unfortunately we don't got the 73 Blazer frame, but I think it's a great idea to use a Blazer or something similar to make a four-wheel drive out of this cab and make a Gambler build. You know, it's probably better that we didn't get that frame from the wrecking yard, even though he's going to give me an amazing deal. Those they don't come with titles, and that's going to be a trouble down the road. It'd probably be better just to buy a clapped out 4x4 vehicle of sorts and use it to build the rat rod, and then it comes with a title, and that saves us a bunch of trouble getting it legal and insured down the road. But yeah, so we may just bump the four-wheel drive rat rod build up the priority list. The only thing is I'm not really prepared to do a whole lot of fabricating out here, guys. As most of you know, I don't really have much of a shop. You know, most of the wrenching I've been doing is just on a sheet of plywood on the ground, maybe throw a tarp over the vehicle. You know, I don't have a shop. I do have this glorified shed. It's a 12 by 25 metal building that's just on gravel. It's not insulated. It's not wired. It's basically just a storage shed. And well, I've got a vehicle in there that was supposed to be our next build on the channel, and there's hardly any room in there. You can't even open the doors without them hitting the wall. And without the insulation, this place freezes at night, and then as soon as the sun hits it in the morning, it starts raining water down on everything. So it's just not practical. But I think we need a place inside to work and start fabricating. So I'm going to attempt to get this thing insulated and wired, and we'll try to move in there over the winter and start working either on the new project build that's in there. A lot of you already know what it is, but well, I'll introduce that in a future video here coming up soon. But we also need a place that we could cut and weld and fabricate to build a Gambler 500 4x4 rat rod. So hopefully we'll be working on that soon, get that thing ready for us to be working inside. In the meantime, I'm going to keep gathering parts. You know, some of this stuff here, we got a steering column and steering wheel. I need to write down what these came off of so I don't forget, because some of the stuff I was just frantically pulling and throwing it in the truck. But I figured this would be a great steering column and steering wheel. Now this cab also came with seats. They're pretty rough and they're not correct, but they fit in here, so they'll work. And we got a few dashes to choose from. And I just threw some other miscellaneous parts in here, a bunch of emblems and valve covers. I got some Mercury valve covers. I got a set of Cadillac valve covers, a bunch of car emblems and miscellaneous stuff. I think that might be the missing chrome piece to that 59 Edsel deck lid. It was missing a piece, and I thought I'd picked one up off the ground that looked right. I wonder if this is it. Hey, look at that. The missing piece. All right. So yeah, we'll try to get this shop insulated and wired as soon as we can so we could start working in there. We'll keep gathering parts for the rat rod Gambler build. You know, we do need a door, a passenger door for this. We'd like to find a four-wheel drive chassis of sorts, so I'm going to scour Marketplace and try to find a super budget-friendly vehicle to use as a donor vehicle. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And I appreciate all of the positive comments and the likes and support you guys have been giving. We've got a lot of content upcoming on the channel, so I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. You know, we've got several different projects we're going to be working on. As a matter of fact, we got to finish with this one. We did a will it run and drive on this. We still have to finalize the brakes. They were still grabbing in the back a little bit, and then of course we need to take it to the dump and see if that dump bed will work and get it emptied out. You know, this one actually doesn't belong to me. A lot of you guys are asking that. This actually belongs to my landlord. So of course, once we get it running, I'll be able to use it when I need to, so that'll be nice. But it just feels good to get another vehicle back on the road that had been sitting for, this one been over 6 years. So we'll get a little work on that. We'll start on a Gambler 500 rat rod build. I'd like to continue work on this rat rod, even though this was done in partnership with my buddy Kelly over at Spider Hole Customs, so go check him out on Instagram. But I'd like to get busy back on this one as well. You know, we got most of the hard work done. Now it's just to the little odds and ends. But of course, we've got the project vehicle that's in the garage. We still got the bus to work on as well. You know, the bus, it still needs work. The door still needs fixed, and the gas tank's still full of bad gas. I'm still running off that fuel cell out of the back. So we'll get some videos on this again as well. And the Nova needs a new gas tank. I've got the gas tank. I just got to drop out the old one and swap out a new one. So we'll be jumping around between some projects here and there. So make sure you guys are staying tuned for those upcoming videos. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you get alerted and you don't miss out. And I really appreciate all you guys subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate the comments and advice on how we should build this too. So, you know, I want to build this with your guys' help. You know, together we'll be able to build something cool out of this. Well, sorry we didn't get a whole lot of work done in this video, guys, but I did want to bring you guys up to date on some of the stuff we're doing here and show you the parts. Now, don't forget, on Friday nights, me and a bunch of other channels get together on BW's Garage live stream. Go over to BW's Garage and subscribe to his channel, and then join us on Friday nights when we get together on his live stream. And it's a good time. We all discuss our projects and upcoming plans and what have you. So make sure to go over to BW's Garage, subscribe, and join us Friday night live stream. You know, there's a whole lot of other good channels on there, and we have a good time. Well, now speaking of those other channels on the live stream, there's one in particular I wanted to give a shout out in this video, and that's Chaz over at Puglisi's Speed Shop. Go over to Puglisi's Speed Shop and give him a subscribe. Now, Chaz is an upstanding dude, and he's got lots of good content. He just brought a few other projects on the channel that I'm excited about. So go over there, subscribe. Let's get him up and over 1,000 subscribers. Let's go. Oh, and don't forget, if you have a channel sticker, send it to me. I'll send mine back in return. I'm taking all your channel stickers and putting them up on the back door of the bus. So make sure to send me your sticker and I'll send mine back in return. So make sure to stay tuned for those upcoming videos, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. You like, comment, and share with your friends. And until next time, peace. I'll need to go over to the merch store and pick you up some hoodies or t-shirts. We got all kinds of sizes. There's new items being added all the time. So go check out www.countryboygasgarage.com and pick yourself up some merch.